We have with us Mr. R. Amalorpavanathan. He's from NABARD and he's going to tell us a little bit about how NABARD and the VCP community can perhaps work together, right? So firstly, we were talking about how Agri startups now have access to NABARD funds. If you can tell us a little bit about how this is a game changer for the industry.
See, the Agri startups are very small in nature. NABARD being a big entity present in most of the state capitals, we do not have the branch network.
Right.
Therefore, what we have done is, there was one NBFC owned by NABARD working in Chennai that has been mainstreamed. We have taken it to the Bombay, make it the entire India operational. Now they are focusing on Agri startups, specifically on that. And today they are the biggest lender to the Agri startups in the country. And we have now moved into 11 states, and this is going further. We have clocked a growth rate of more than 30% in the last 3 years. We are close to 498 crores of that. From 52 crores we have come all the way to this within a matter of 3 years. And that shows the growth potential. And this year this is called Nabkisan, which is a subsidiary of NABARD, and this has been awarded the fastest growing NBFC in financing Agri startup this year. So this is one way NABARD is actually specializing in financing Agri startups through its subsidiaries.
Sure.
And the grant portion for developing the the agriculture ventures is also routed through the Nabkisan, so that we are able to nurture them, not only financing, we are not only able to nurture them towards the success with appropriate kind of intervention in this.
Right.
In addition, NABARD also has financed now the two incubators they have financed, so that the incubators which are requiring technical solutions, the Agri ventures, they are requiring technical solutions, that is also provided through the incubators. We have financed one in south and one in north.
Wow.
So the two incubators are financed by NABARD.
Right. Also, I mean, this is tremendous growth that you're talking about in the last 3 years, but surely there must have been challenges as well. If you can tell us about what were the areas that were challenging and how did you overcome them?
The challenges is that most of the already developed ventures are there. They are already being financed by the non-banking companies, NBFCs.
Right.
Okay, and they are providing value-added services. They are input suppliers, they are marketers, there are service-oriented people. So they not only finance them, but also create a business opportunity for them. It's a two-way win-win situation for them,
right,
which as a pure financial entity cannot do it. So therefore, Agri ventures we are trying to finance. Along with that, we have to create a business opportunity for them. Then only there is a success, it seems.
Right.
So what we do is we join hands with them for the money part of it.
Right.
So that business part and money part gets delivered together to them. We don't want to disturb that situation where there is a win-win situation is already existing. So that is how we are partnering with them instead of purely going for financial alone.
Yeah.
So this has been one of the challenges, but we overcome by means of building a partnership and networking systems. The other challenge is that along with the financing Agri ventures, the agriculturists who are the members of these ventures, they also require financing for individual private investments. This is done through the banks or by the government. So we are facilitating access of the farmers to these finances, either to the bank or the government. So this facilitation role also is outside the credit or funding approach. So it has to be fund plus approach has to be there for developing these Agri ventures. It is we need to have a patience. Another challenge is that it takes time for them to mature. It is anywhere between 3 to 5 years for the Agri enterprises to mature and then showing results. We should have some patience on this. So immediate returns may not come. That's why it's very challenging that we need to have a hand holding with them, be with them, nurture them, then you can see fantastic results.
And how do we go forward from here? How do we get a forum perhaps, which you were telling me about IVC and NABARD getting together and so that there is more sustained discussions around this?
We have established, when we entered into the Agri venture financing, especially the producer companies financing, the government of India has given 200 crores to NABARD for promoting agriculture producer companies.
Right.
These agriculture producer organizations require certain kind of hand holding, etc. we give this as a kind of a grant, initially organizing people, creating awareness, training, capacity building, etc., etc. That is grant portion is given, but that alone is not sufficient. The enterprise's capability has to be developed further, for which we need to have an expert group of people. NABARD is already having an advisory committee on the farmer producer organizations,
right.
but most of these committee people are on the technical side or the farmer side or the social side. The funding side is not there. Perhaps there is a room for IVCA to step in and then look at the financing part of it, right. so that it becomes a truly advisory body in every sense. I think we can, there is a scope for working together on that.
Absolutely, and I'm sure the team at IVCA is definitely going to think about this, and under your able aegis, we can look forward to more positive developments coming from this space.
In this, why this is required? Because Agri venture is substantially different from the other ventures. As I told you, it is not finance that alone matters.
Right.
It is the business training that matters. Look at the agriculture as a business, instead of saying it is in a subsistence. That alone requires a lot of mindset change. It requires a lot of hand holding. It requires a lot of technical assistance. It requires a lot of investment at the individual levels. All these are distinctly different from the other ventures that we are having.
Right.
So therefore, the joining together with IVCA along with the other committee members in that advisory committee members will help us to give a push to this. Government has invested a lot in terms of market reforms. Just yesterday, the Contract Growing Act guidelines have been issued, put on the website for comments by the Ministry of Agriculture, and that is going to be another milestone in developing agri ventures, becoming a corporate entity which will produce something which the customer wants. Right. So the lease market is another one that is developing. The ENAM, that the electronic national agricultural market, that is developing, including the farmers in the market governance. So far they were not there. Right. Only commission agents and the Adityas were there in the market governance, in the committees, market committees. Now we are including the farmer organization into the committee, which will give you more inclusive development. Correct. I think these are all the several steps that Government of India are taking. Perhaps this committee which we are talking about in the advisory committee in NABARD will be able to pull together all these things and give a push to the agriculture enterprises in the rural areas, which is going to have a long way to ward off some of the evils or the problems in the agriculture production.
Right. A much needed holistic approach for an
Exactly.
agri-based economy as ours. Sir, your thoughts on IVCA Conclave, how was your experience here and your message for the team?
In fact, I was looking forward to this, to come over here, because it's a good fraternity. We learn from each other a lot, and then we see where people are focusing and why. And I'm sure the venture capitalists are looking for opportunities to invest. So this is one of the reasons why I came here, to tell the people here is an opportunity, and which is a good opportunity. It makes good business sense. At the same time, it is one of the fundamental contribution to the development of these countries. Therefore, I am very glad that NABARD and IVCA can work together for the development of this nation. Right. It's more than anything else. This gives me a lot of satisfaction being a NABARDian on this.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Wish
you.
both the teams all the best, and thank you so
much.
For
Thank you very
to
much.
Us.